Okay, now I'm the right way. Sorry, it took a second. I had to get things lined up here. I'm gonna share with my group, Brave Babe Collective. Okay, I think that's it. Okay. So hopefully that's shared. I had to adjust my, hello Michelle, welcome. So welcome to Live Intuitive Guidance. I had to adjust my screen. It was telling me I had to rotate it and then I was sideways. So all kinds of fun technology issues this evening. Welcome Amanda. Welcome, welcome. Whoever else is on, I can't see everybody, but hello, hello. I'm Laurie Marie. I am a psychic medium as well as a coach and a photographer and a lot of other things, but we won't go into that. But what I'm here for tonight is, hello. Hi Terry, welcome. Welcome, welcome. What I'm here for tonight is to guide you in whatever questions you have. So if you have a question, how this works, pop it in the comments below and I will answer in the order in which I receive them. Hey Elizabeth, hey Terry. I gotta call you girl, by the way, Miss Terry. We gotta talk. I wanna see how you're doing and some other stuff. But anyway, so welcome. If you're just joining, feel free to pop a question below and I will answer in the order in which I receive them. And what else? Oh, I'm really excited to share something with you guys tonight. So I've had a lot of people coming to me for readings and a lot of like repeat clients. So I was inspired by that and I decided to create psychic bundles. So I have a 6 session and a 12 session and it can be used throughout an entire year. So you can give them to friends, you can keep them all to yourself, but you can use them at your own timing. So I just wanted to thank you for inspiring me in that way. I thought that would be really awesome to be able to put together some bundles, give you some savings on that, and then help guide you throughout the year. So thanks on that, and I'll put a link below if anybody wants to check that out. Or you can go to lauriemarie.com/shop. LAURIE Marie.com/shop. SHOP. I can't say S and H together. So there's that. Okay. Welcome, David. So let's get started. Tell me, first of all, let me see some hearts. Let me see some emojis. Where are you coming from? Where are you at? I know where most of you are at, but what state are you in right now? Who's all coming in and from where? That's the interesting thing about all this. I'll never forget the time that here's the thing. When I don't get questions, I just start talking. So, hey, welcome, Ari. So, one of the things that I find so interesting is like, we're all made up of energy, right? And energy is energy. But it was really cool to realize the first time that I could pick up energy no matter where they were so like I could do readings in Washington or do readings in, I was trying to think of a country, but I couldn't think of any. Australia. It didn't matter. And I could also pick up readings and give readings through text, through phone, through Zoom. And I remember just being like, oh, but then it made a lot of sense. It was like, oh, well, yeah, energy's energy, right? So with those sessions, know that it doesn't matter where you are, as long as you have internet and as long as you have a calendar, we can make it happen. Okay, so let's see. I thought I saw some pop through. I'm doing this on my regular page, so I gotta check the comments on my iPad because sometimes they don't always come through. Okay, Miss Terry. So I recently had an energy session where the facilitator mentioned I had attachments. Who do you think it it/they are. So, hi from Melbourne, Australia. Look at you coming in from all the way across the world. How cool is that? So with attachments, I think it's not necessarily a person, right? It can be like lower level energies, lower level, which actually I think has a lot to do with some of, I mean, I'm not a doctor or anything, so please don't, take this as medical advice, Kat. But sometimes I think when we're in a lower level state, we can I think lower level energies can attach to us. And I think it's also what can help us, or also what contributes to illness and sickness and not feeling well as well. Now that's not to say like you got to be scared or be afraid of it or whatever, right? It's just like energy and self-management, self-care, I think is really important. I think it's also important to clear your energy and to, as much as you can, stay in a high vibe state and bring yourself out of those states. Here's the like total mind, you know what? I'm finding that I love that actually that Ari's on here because she is all about act as if, right? She talks about that all the time. And that really is the key. It's like, even though emotionally you feel so like low or so like, like sometimes we can go to some dark places and go to some places that like we don't know if we're ever going to get out of, right? Like I myself have had times where things have felt hopeless. But what I'm finding is even in those moments, you gotta keep going on as if things will get better and that things are well, and that you gotta like change your state. You gotta change your energy. And so there's a lot of things you can do to help kind of manage your energy, and also maintain it. But I think it's important to, hey, welcome. I think it's really important to watch your energy and watch your vibe. And as much as you can, like, get in a higher vibe state. I think also for you, and this is something we can talk about in a private session, but I think there's some things you're dealing with that you're not really ready to admit to yourself, but I think your higher self knows what's going on. And so I think you're having a fight with yourself right now, and I think that can cause a lot of distress and a lot of like heartache and a lot of that kind of low vibe energy. So we can definitely talk about that. But I don't want to do that on here. So with the attachment question, what do you think they are? I don't think they're any particular, like, say, people attached to you. I think it's just kind of lower vibe energy. And, and that could be a lot of what you're picking up even in your environment, whether that be from family or friends or just in your, I know that you are this bright, shiny star in a culture, in an environment that isn't as bright, let's put it that way. And so I know that can be challenging to stay bright, if that makes sense. So I think some of that could be what you're feeling too. So I definitely think you and I should talk though. So hopefully that helped a little bit. Okay, let's see. Miss Ari, I have a goal I am reaching for. When do you see this coming to fruition? Let's see. Is this a business goal? I feel like this is a business goal. I feel like it's, hang on one second. I feel like right now, I feel like there is so much. Oh, hey, welcome. There is so much available to you, right? I feel like your world, ever since you moved, I feel like your world has just opened up, and there's like so much opportunity. And the fact that you, really kind of move forward, like believing it's possible, like I was saying, acting as if, like I'm really starting to get that. It's taken me a while, but I'm really starting to get that. So I appreciate you. So just know that. But I think really anything is possible for you right now. And I think when it comes to your business, I think it's important to, really think about like what would be really fun for you to create, and how can you, how can you bring everything that you bring to the table together? I see you creating like these like almost like women's retreats, and I see you doing something like that, like a kind of like healing sessions / retreats, and it incorporates oils and all that stuff for women, and like bringing them to Hawaii, almost like a what's the word? It's like almost like you're giving these women like a break from their lives, and kind of like stepping back from their day-to-day and helping them really heal. And I know that you're also I feel like you're also going to be doing a lot of traveling. I think people will come to you in groups, but I feel like you will be traveling outward to other people. And I see this all kind of unfolding for you within the next, I'd say like 6 months. It's hard sometimes for me to like nail down a date, because really like I don't believe spirit works that way. I don't think they work on our timing, like, so to speak. But sometimes I will hear very clearly like, oh, September, the end of September, or a date or whatever. But in your case, I feel like it's really going to be there's going to be a lot of unfolding over the next 6 months. And I think part of it is going to be, it's definitely going to be a melding of all your modalities, right? Of all of your things together. But I think there's also a piece that you haven't quite explored yet that you're going to bring into it. And I think it's going to actually be inspired by your trip here to California. So that's fun. And I can't wait to see you. So hopefully that helps. So welcome everyone. If you just jumped on, welcome. Thank you for being here. If you've got a question, pop it below and I'll answer in the order in which I receive it. Okay. Miss Michelle, I do mediumship, but I don't do them on these readings just because it's a little more intense for me. I really can tap into like how they died and things like that, and it's something I don't like doing when there's like so many people on. Not because it's mainly because it's just like a really it's an energy I need to really prepare for, let's just say. And this is a lot quicker for me to do. It doesn't exhaust me to the same level. But of course, if you want a private reading, that's available. I will do a mediumship session at some point. I haven't decided when yet, but it's something that I really like to kind of really prepare myself for and really take care of myself, like the day that I'm going to do one of those. Just because, yeah, sometimes they can be pretty intense. But if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Let's see, Miss Shayna. Let's see, Shawnee, Dawn, amazing fun. Sounds like, right? I know. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Keith. Okay, I feel like I'm such at a crossroads with my business and I don't know what path to take next. Where am I supposed to go next with all of the... Yay, somebody pushed it up. Okay. with, sorry. Go with all of the, sorry guys, I pushed see more and then all the little emojis pop up and I can't see the rest of the question. So, oh, hopefully that helped. I think somebody may have pushed it up. Where am I supposed to go? I'm like tilting it like that's gonna help. Maybe the emojis will slide down if I just push it further. I'm at a crossroads with my business and I don't know what path to take next. Where am I supposed to go next with all of the, I don't know the last part, sorry. With all of the, with all of the ideas I have. Okay. Hey, Tony, welcome. So Miss Tusky, what one inspires you? What one excites you to no end? I know it can be really difficult sometimes. Like, we like to segment things, right? At least I do. And I really struggled for this last 2 years because I was like, okay, I know I don't want to do weddings anymore, but I know that I'm like headed in a new direction. I want to do coaching, but how do I bring like all these skills together? I don't know. What I recommend to you is to tune into yourself, like what really excites you, what brings you energy, and what depletes you. And anything that's depleting you, like, let it go. The only reason you're trying to hang on to all of it is because because there's some fear around that you won't be supported, that there'll be lack, that you won't be able to support yourself in the same way that you have been able to in your business. But you're going to be just fine as long as you keep the momentum going and keep going and staying in that excitement of what you're creating, and just being excited about what you're creating in general is going to just mirror back to you life, right? Life will mirror back to you what you're putting out there. So it's okay that you have a lot of ideas, and it's okay to, they don't all have to be done right now. So jot them down, write them down, and build them as they come. You just need to take that next step and know that, one, you will be supported, and two, do the things that excite you the most. The things you get excited about the most, that you talk about the most, are going to be the things that draw people to you the most. So get excited about this next part, right? This next journey, and know that your ideas are all going to unfold in time. You're going to be able to do all of them, but there's going to be like an unfolding. It's going to be like a step-by-step kind of thing. It's not going to all happen like right at once, and that's okay. And actually that's better, because you've got to be able to like integrate and also kind of learn what your next step is through that process. So I think there's a lot of like a feeling of like, oh, but I want to do it all, and I want to do it all now. But know that you don't have to. And everything that is coming to you, all the ideas you have, all the things you want to create, like, they're all for you, or they wouldn't come to you, So don't feel like you gotta like jump on it or like hurry and get to it, because it's not something that's going to miss you if it's for you. Okay? So release what isn't working for you anymore. And I know that can feel scary, especially if what you're thinking, I have a feeling I know what you're considering like kind of walking away from. And I know there's fear around like, I won't be supported. How am I going to like pay for my life? How is this going to work? Because I don't know if I can make the same amount or equal to, and so this is also kind of a lesson in learning to trust yourself and trust that, one, you will be provided for. Yeah. Okay. One, you'll be provided for, and two, that you can trust yourself to make this next thing possible too. Okay. Yeah. I feel like it's all really good things. Like, you're so good at like partnerships and building relationships, and I think you're going to do a lot of collaborating with other people, and it's going to help just help it take off that much more. So don't be afraid, girl. Just get on that ride and go. Hey Tracy, welcome. Ooh, so many faces, so many people I love on this tonight. Okay, what do we got here? Ms. Dawn. Uh-oh, where'd my comments go? Okay. Dawn, I'm so stuck in making momentum in my business. Okay. Dawn and her next steps. Well, we're all being invited to the wedding, right? Sorry. Okay, so next steps in business. That's what we're talking about here. That's what we're here to talk about. So, girlfriend, I think it's just you continuing to do what you're doing, is putting it out there, like putting out your video. I love what you're doing on Instagram, like showing your videos, showing your like strength and sharing that, and sharing transformations with clients that you either have worked with or are working with is great too. I think it's just speaking up more and reaching out to people more locally, and really just keeping it simple. I think a lot of times we try to like really complicate the crap out of things. And it can really be simple. And so share more of you, share more of your videos, share more of you know, the people you you know, I don't know if you are working with anybody right now, but like share anything that they share with you, or any of your, you know, your tribe has to say, like anything that they've said about you, like make that just part of what you're yes, girl, yeah. You're talking to someone who's spent 2 years like trying to figure out, what am I going to do and how am I going to do it and how am I going to put all these things together? And then it was so blatantly obvious when it happened. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Okay, like seriously, girlfriend. Like ridiculous. So so just keep going, and know that, again, just like what I said before, is just listen for what is my next step. You know, each day just check in with yourself, ask your guides, ask your intuition, you know, like, what is my next step? Where do you want me to go today? Who do you want me to see today? You know, and just let your heart lead, let your heart guide you, and show up and share and let people know how they can work with you. I have a feeling that, you know, you're getting comfortable with the like showing up part, but it's still the like, hey, making an invitation. I'm not sure about that, right? But I think there too, it's like an overcomplication. It's just, it can just be as simple as like, hey, like what I'm doing? You want to work with me? Awesome. Let's do this thing. Let's bust that shit up. Like, so I think it's just a matter of just keep going with it and share more. Like share, I think too, sharing more of like who you are, and all of this comes down to what you're comfortable with too. Okay. So I'm not saying like share everything, but if it's really uncomfortable, like do that. No, I'm saying like share the behind the scenes, share the like, share bits of your relationship. People love relationship, right? They want to know like that love exists, and share like what you eat, and share. I actually, the woman that I've been working with on my weight loss journey, I love, she makes these little like super quick 1 to 2 minute videos, and she just gets on and says like what I eat, and she just breaks down really quickly like what she eats in like a 1 or 2 minute video. And I don't know why, but I love them because it makes me, I think what it does is it helps me know like, oh, okay, I am eating the right things and I am on the right track, right? Like, but it's something so simple. So just think of how you can make it really simple and make it fun, right? And let them in on your weirdness. Like let them in on your like quirky, like that's the stuff that's so endearing and people love. So like let your freak flag fly high, girlfriend. I'm not saying you're a freak. I'm just saying, like, let them see the bits and pieces that maybe you've been afraid to show. Okay? Because that's what's going to get people coming to you. Okay, so welcome. If you like Jiffy, call someone else. No, if you're just joining, sometimes what's coming through comes out a lot faster than what I can keep up with. Till you have to. Thanks for the mangoes. You're welcome. You like those? I kept telling her that we needed to go to Trader Joe's because their mango strips, like dried fruit, is even better. Like with the chilies, oh my god. Okay, if you guys have not tried mango, I don't eat this anymore, but when I did, it was really good. Dried mangoes, it's kind of like fruit roll-up consistency. They're like dried mangoes with chili pepper on them. They're so delicious. I'm glad you liked them, Tony. Okay, so if you're just joining, or if you've been on, even if you've already asked a question, that's okay. What time we got? Feel free to pop a question above, and I will get to them in the order in which I receive them. And now I'm out of questions, so got any? Oh, yay, okay. Big life decisions from Amanda. Okay, I gotta keep it fun, guys. Like, not gonna lie. No, I really do enjoy doing these. I'm just letting my freak flag fly high. Okay, hang on one second. I need to go to my comments here. I feel like a professor. I have an iPad with my questions. Q&A with Laurie. Okay, so I really recently made a couple of big decisions in life. Just want to make sure they are the right decisions. Any insight? Girl, if you made the decision, it's right. And if it's not, you're screwed. No, I'm just kidding. No, what is for you will not miss you. So know that even if it's not the right decision, there is no such thing. Let me just kind of clear that up. Let me just put that out there. Let me lay it down for you. There is no such thing as a right decision, okay? Because there's yes, a decision you make from your intuition, but there's also a decision that you made because that's what your soul wants to learn or needs to learn next. So even if it doesn't feel like the right decision, know that you're going to learn something from it, and it's going to be good. It doesn't always feel good, but it's going to be good. And there will be a purpose, there will be a point, and you will see the point down the road. But I think in this case, as long as you checked in with yourself, you did what you felt was right, you can't go wrong. Like, you made a decision. Yes, they are big life decisions. And again, you will learn from them as you go. And you'll be able to look back and say, oh, that's why that happened. Like, if you look at different decisions you've made in your life, looking back now, can you see why you made that decision or why that had to go that way, why it happened that way? Just as an example. So just know that you can never really make the wrong decision, okay? Because there's always a lesson in it for you, and there's always a gift in it for you. So, I don't know if that really helped you, but that's what came through. Okay, any idea of what my next year looks like? I feel like I'm all over the place. Do you have a move implant? That didn't come out right. You guys, I'm having a really hard time talking right now. Do you have a move in? Do you plan to move? That's what I'm trying to say. Hey, Stephanie, welcome. So if you're just joining, pop a question below and I'll answer in the order in which I receive it. So, do you plan on moving? Because I feel like there's going to be a move involved. I feel like you're looking to go to warmer places. I also feel like there may be some big celebrations coming forward. I don't want to say too much on that because I don't know if you want to know that. not for a few years. I think you may be surprised, but we'll see what happens. You'll have to let me know. Yeah, I just feel like in general, like this is kind of your year to like take the big leaps. That's kind of what I'm getting for you, is like you're gonna have some big decisions to make, and they're, again, like I just, you know, shared for Amanda, they're all gonna be right. So there's no, you can't make a wrong decision. But I feel like you're gonna be, I just see like, for some reason 3. I feel like there's gonna be like 3 big benchmarkers, or like, I don't know, that's how I'm seeing them. Benchmarkers, I guess. Yeah. As to big things, big 3, big 3. I just watched This Is Us the other day. Sorry. But 3 big things that are going to kind of happen over the course of this next year that are going to kind of like change the trajectory of your life. All great and all up to you. You do have free will in all of this, so trust your intuition and jump even if you're scared. That's what life's about. That's how we grow. But I feel like there'll be 3 really big defining moments and decisions you'll be made to face. And I don't know if you want to know specifically what they are, but I feel like there's 3 of them. I'll just leave it at that. Sometimes I don't know how much you guys want to know. So we'll see. I feel like there's, with the, okay, yep, it's California. Okay. I kind of felt that. Yeah, warmer places. So I kind of feel that there's going to be a big, like, opportunity for you. Shh, doggies. There's going to be a big opportunity for you, and that's going to really have you, like, making a decision. And I think that's why the move's going to be coming sooner than you're planning. So, okay, I think there's going to be the big business change. I'll just share briefly, okay? Big business change. I think there's going to be a big, yes, a ring question possibly, and a moving, business, and marriage. I think are going to be kind of big themes this year for you. Hope that doesn't freak you out. Yeah, but hopefully found that helpful. I'm not going to give any further details on that. I just want to, we'll just leave it right there, okay? So, let's see. Any other questions? What time do we have here? Oh, okay, Miss Tracy. Not for a few years. Oh, okay, sorry, we got some old stuff coming back through. All right, so I don't know what to ask. Anything coming through for me? Is there anything in particular you want to know about, Tracy? Or just better pack my bags? Screw the bags, just get rid of everything and start over. It's a lot easier. Sorry. I'm speaking from my own experience. Oh, so Natalie, basically you just, if you have a question about anything, just pop it in here and I'll get to it. I mean, I can just jump off of, the cliff and just tell you what's coming through, but if you have a specific question, that can definitely help. So, okay, Miss Tracy, love and relationship. Gotta pack up your cats. Just ship them. I don't know how pets do that. Like, I always worry for pets. Well, I shouldn't say I always worry for pets, but I do think about that. Like, how do pets handle that? I would be freaked out if I was in that metal tube, like in a cage. Anyway, I digress. Okay, so Tracy's love life. What's happening? So I feel like there's going to be a few bumps in the road with online dating. But I think each one is gonna, each no is gonna bring you to your yes. And I feel like the one that's coming for you, he's coming for you, not in a creepy way. The one that's coming for you, I feel like he's very local, like maybe even neighbor local. I feel like it's gonna be somebody that's like within your community and like not too far away. And I think it's gonna happen very naturally and organically, even though you're, if you like going to farmers markets, I feel like the farmers market is gonna be like the place. But I feel like it's going to be this very natural kind of thing. Now, I'm not saying, you know, you got to stop online dating or whatever. You can do it if you want to. But I'm just saying, like, I have a feeling like this person is going to be someone who you meet very naturally, very organically. It's actually going to happen, I feel like, at a farmer's market. So there's organic vegetables there and things. Like, everything about this feels just very, like, natural and easy. Which I think would be really good for you to have easy. I think it's going to scare you, to be honest. Because it's just going to be so good and so natural that you're going to be like, what the hell's happening here? Right? But don't freak out. Just notice fear coming up. Notice when you want to maybe run, or when old patterns of like, you know, when just the old stuff starts to come up, right? Just remember, he is a unique human being with his own story, his own background, and it has nothing to do with anybody else you've ever been with. And so, I feel like it's gonna be really good. And I feel like this is like a life partner. Like, he's got your back kind of a guy. And I feel like he's very handy, so that's nice. Not saying that's a, you know, deal breaker or anything. Hey, America. I love your name. Yeah, I just feel like he's a really good, like, genuine good guy. I feel like he grew up in Maine and he's just like always lived there. Just a really like good-hearted man. And he really likes jam. I feel like he's like a big fan of like, I want to say, I'm hearing like raspberry jam is his jam. I don't know. I feel like he's just like, or maybe, you know, that could just be a sign that Spirit's giving me to tell me that he's just very wholesome. Like, just like totally normal dude. Totally like warm, loving, just salt of the earth kind of guy. So, yay for you. I'm excited. And know that the bumps don't mean anything. And don't let it defeat you. And don't let it dishearten you. Yeah. So I feel like just be out, be part of your community, live your life, do your thing, and enjoy it when it comes, because it's going to be good. I think it'll just be a matter of like, it'll feel almost too good to be true. So just pay attention to what comes up in you because of that. Okay. Yeah. And let me know when the wedding is. I'm going to be invited to so many weddings, you guys. Okay, love and relationships for Miss Natalie. Natalie Love. Natalie Love, what's going on for you? I feel like you've had quite a bit of... I feel like you've had some rough roads with relationships. Sorry, guys. These puppies are going crazy. I feel like you've had some hard stuff happening in relationships, like in the last few years, and I think it's kind of shut you down a bit in the love department. I which I know that's really difficult and it makes it really hard to like want to open back up. But I will tell you, like, if you can just practice opening up little by little, a little bit more, and staying open even when you just want to shut down, it will be worth it. And when we can like open ourselves up and open our hearts up, we allow more love to come to us too. And we invite more of what we want in. So get really clear on what you want. And don't be afraid to open your heart up to love, because remember, like, every relationship you've ever been in has been for a purpose. It's been for a purpose of your own growth. And we all have soul contracts, and we all have relationships with others, whether it be romantic or friendships or family or whatever, that are meant to teach us and grow us. And so just because some people kind of put you through awful things does not mean that everyone will, okay? So it's keeping, kind of like having a bigger perspective on all of it, right? Just kind of paying attention to that, like, look at all of your relationships you've ever been in and kind of look like, what was the lesson in that? And what came out of that? And what were the gifts in that? And it doesn't mean when you get into relationships you have to tolerate bad behavior, but what it does mean is your stuff is going to be brought up no matter what kind of relationship you're in, no matter how amazing and wonderful and loving it is. Your stuff's going to be brought up, and it's going to be brought up because that person has a sacred task of bringing your shit up because they are meant to help you heal that. And so it's just important to pay attention to, because a lot of times we get into a new relationship and things feel familiar. It feels like, oh, you know, that my ex did that same thing, you know? Well, that tells me whenever there's that sort of thing going on, whenever there's like a repeat pattern going on of like, oh, that feels familiar, that's something that needs to heal within me. That usually doesn't have anything to do with the other person. It's usually just that whatever they did, whatever they said, whatever the circumstances were, brought up a familiar feeling and something we didn't like and something we didn't want to feel. And so we kind of like try to shut it down. So my biggest thing for you is just to really practice keeping your heart open and opening yourself up to love again. And knowing that, like, when he or she comes your way, that it's gonna be your task, your job to keep your heart open. And when you can keep your heart open and allow yourself to be open and vulnerable, it invites him to do the same, to be more open and to see that, oh, you're a safe space for me. And that's a lot of times why we kind of like shut ourselves off to people. We shut ourselves off to, you know, relationships with people, whether it be male, female, mother, daughter, sister, brother, whatever, the relationship, right? The human relationship. We shut ourselves off to people because we're afraid of being hurt. We're afraid of being rejected. We're afraid we won't fit in. We're afraid we won't belong. And our only job is to really remain open and to be willing to be vulnerable enough to let someone actually see us, which then invites them to feel seen too. So I feel like this is going to be a bit of a process for you, as is all personal development work, but that's okay. And know that you don't have to have yourself all figured out before you find love, right? No. But what is important is that you are doing things that really excite you and that really bring you joy, so that way you are in your best self and you are shining your shiny bright light. It's kind of like a, you know, I don't know. I don't know why they're showing me this analogy, but it's kind of like a raccoon with a shiny object. Like, they can't resist it, right? It's kind of like another analogy, a moth to the flame, right? When you are shiny and bright and you are sharing your beautiful feminine self, you're going to attract in what you're wanting and what you're desiring. But make sure you know what that is, right? Because if you're just like, I kind of think of it this way. It's like if you put in an order to the universe, but you didn't really say what you wanted. You know, if you're like, I want a sandwich, and they brought you like a Spam burger, you'd be like, I mean, some people like Spam. But I would be like, I didn't want that. That's not what I ordered. Well, you weren't specific. Like, so be specific in what you want in a partnership, in a relationship, and declare it for yourself, and know that you deserve it. Okay, girlfriend? Okay, let's see. Hey, Gail. Hey, Hua. Hey, America. Hey, Jeannie. Hey, Keith. So many people jump on. Yay. Okay. Okay, 1 second. Let me check the iPad. I will say, when I head out on my adventure, I will not miss helicopters going overhead. Like, that is a very new experience for me. Okay, let's see what's happening over here. So, one more question. I'm a little, oh, you're welcome. Welcome. Okay, one question. I'm a little all over the place. Surprise, surprise as well. How does my next year look like? It's looking fine. No, I feel like, I don't know what it is, you guys. Maybe it's like a collective thing. I don't know. But I feel like 2019 is going to be like the year for a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people are opening up. I feel like a lot of people are letting stuff go. I feel like this is going to be like a big year for a lot of people. I just feel a lot of like shedding going on right now. Like, I think collectively as people, like, we're shedding our, I'm shedding weight. I think a lot of us are shedding our stuff, consumerism, realizing we don't really need as much stuff. I think people are shedding like old beliefs and habits and patterns, and I feel like there's just a lot of like letting go right now of like what's not serving, what's not working, what's toxic, what's not good for us. A lot of people are looking at like foods that they need to remove from their diet. They're looking at really kind of, I think, just like in general, making more room for themselves and realizing that being busy all the time and hustling all the time and like doing things the old way isn't working anymore, right? And that goes like across the board. That's going in so many areas, like schools and the way schooling is done, the way that, you know, like politics are being done. And I don't want to get into politics, but just the way that the old way of things being done is no longer serving a lot of people, if anyone. And so it's like a huge release of like letting go. And so I think 2019 is going to be this just like amazing emergence of like newness and goodness and like awesome things happening for a lot of people. So what does that have to do with for you, Amanda? That means I think it's time, girlfriend, for you to like let the shit go that's not working for you. I think it's time for you to do just that, do the same, and to welcome in everything that's new, everything that's coming. And I think it's gonna really open up a lot of space for you, not only like energetically, but also like, I know we've talked about this before. I think that energetically, like, you got to clear your house out. Like, get a lot of the stuff out that you no longer use, need, haven't used. Like, release it all. A lot of times we have these attachments to things because we think it's gonna make us feel something, right? It's like, if you think about the first time when you buy your new car, it's like, ooh, this is super cool and this car is like my everything. But within a week or two of driving it, you're like, whatever, it's a car, it gets me from point A to B. Like, I think there's just this like bigger realization that like connection matters. Being like more present and with the people we love and with our, hang on, turning on some lights here. Oh, that helped a whole lot. Actually, I think it's better without. I think it's, you know, we're really just kind of, shit's been shooken up, and I think it's to help us kind of realize, Kat, what's more important. If I still drank, I would have you guys do like a drinking game where like, you know, every time a cat popped up, you took a shot. You guys would be loaded by the time I was done. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But it's really not good for you. But yeah, I just think that like, it's going to be important for you to like clear your space, get rid of stuff that's not working for you. That goes with friendships, relationships. And I'm not saying just like toss people aside, right? But I'm really saying like, look at who's in your life that really nourishes you, that really like you feel really good to be around. And the ones that are actually really draining, like either have conversations that you need to have to shift that relationship, or move on. Just let it kind of dissipate naturally, okay? But it's really important for you to kind of clear your space, clear your mind, and like give yourself room, okay? Yeah, give yourself room. Whew, okay. That just came flying out. All right. Do you think... Natalie, do I think Lorenzo will come back to me? Do you want Lorenzo back? I have a feeling you don't. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like, you know, you kind of learned what you had to learn from that relationship, and I feel like it's time to move forward. I feel like that relationship really wasn't good for you. I don't want to say too much more because I know this is, you know, it's always so challenging, you guys, to do these because it's like, I want to say more sometimes, but I also don't want to like embarrass anyone or like say something that you don't want to hear with everybody else watching, you know? Okay. Let's just say I think it's good. A light and mosquitoes. Yeah. Well, see, with when it comes to making a selection that is not poor, or that is a poor choice for you, just think of yourself as a bug zapper. Okay, you're like that bright light, but only the selection, the person who touches your heart and cherishes you can come into your light. Okay? Everybody else, you bug zap. No. Just kidding. It's pretty harsh. Okay. Let's see. Keith. Let me see. What does Keith have to say today? Just had a visitation dream from another person, uncle. I knew him. His message clear and delivered it to the right person. I feel I had these darn emojis. Oh, maybe I can see it better on this one. No, the emojis pop up again. Somebody's got to do something about that. Somebody call Facebook. Okay, I feel, can somebody like pop something in the comments so that it pushes it up and maybe I can read this? I felt I had to honor, I'm like barely making this out. Like seriously, you see this? It like puts the emoji right over where I'm trying to read. Not helpful, Facebook. Okay, I had to honor it. Getting those back again. Wondering if they will continue. He came through more clearly and his message specific. So have you had visits from other relatives or other people? I'm just curious. A lot of times visits, I mean, they are definitely from spirit, and they're definitely, you know, sending messages. I feel like I feel like you have the ability to tap in, as a lot of us do. But I think that, you know, a lot of times what happens is once spirit gives a message that they needed to give and it was received by who needed to receive it, then they won't come back around. That's not to say like your family members aren't with you or near you. That's not what I'm saying. But they will specifically, spirit picks who they want to work with and who they want to come through to deliver the message. Just like with any of us, like we have to be trusting of who's giving the message, right? It'd be like if you want your neighbor to get a message, you're not going to send, you know, your 3-year-old to go give it. I mean, love you, 3-year-old, but you're not, you know, probably not going to give the message correct, you know, like in the way that it needs to be delivered. So like spirit needs to trust who they're working through. I feel like you've got some mediumship abilities, and I feel like you just haven't fully developed them yet. I know you're very intuitive, and I know that you're very empathic, and it's no surprise to me that you love to be in nature as much as you do. That is one of the greatest ways to connect. Oh my gosh, these dogs. Can anybody communicate with animals? We gotta tell them to chill out. Or tell their owners to go walk them. That would be great. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Yeah, I feel like if it's something you wanted to develop, you absolutely could. I know, like, I'm sorry, they're just like going crazy and yelling, and I love dogs so much, but these little dogs across the street, like nobody walks them, and then they just bark all day long. I feel bad for them, but I digress. So anyway, yes, so Keith, I would say don't be surprised if you get some more visits, and if you want to, you know, develop your gifts more, I think you can definitely do that. And it just takes some practice, really. Like when it comes to mediumship, it's starting to learn and understand like how you receive information. And then I think it's practicing with, you know, people you know, really starting to understand what your symbols are, or like, so if you're clairvoyant. I'm like, why can't I think of the word? So if you're clairvoyant, you may see symbols or see it in like a little movie clippings or videos, and you'll start to notice certain patterns. And what you want to do is start like a psychic journal, if you will, and start drawing out your symbols. And over time, you'll start to notice common themes, and they're different for each person, meaning each like medium. Like my symbol for someone's birthday is like a cupcake with one candle in it. Yours may be a whole cake with a bunch of candles in it, like who knows. But spirit will show you symbols to help you understand and know what it is they're trying to convey to you. And really, at the end of the day, you're just there to give the message. You're not there to really decipher it or to make sense of it, because a lot of times it doesn't make sense. It's like you get a bunch of puzzle pieces, and then it's like, here you go. You got to figure out what that means, because I don't know. And that's not always how it works, but like definitely sometimes. And it depends, again, how you hear information or how you receive information. You could hear words, you could sense things, feel things. I've even like I've tasted, like, I remember one time I was doing a reading and I could tell that the person I was picking up had committed suicide because I could taste the gel caps in my throat. You know, there's just so many different ways you can receive information. But you can absolutely develop them all. And I think that I don't think it would take you much to develop that if you so chose or if you wanted to. So hopefully that helped. Okay, let's see. Anything else? Hey guys, welcome. Okay, Miss Heather. Any tips on how to set a schedule for making art and others commission pieces? I have some people asking. Girlfriend, I can totally help you with this. One, charge more. Love ya. But yeah, so scheduling is huge anytime when we're talking about creating anything for business, you know, especially running a business, creating art. I know you may not always feel inspired to create. So kind of learning and understanding what your rhythms are and when you feel inspired is helpful. But also batching your time is really helpful. So like setting aside a certain chunk of time, and that's when you're committing to working on paintings or working on illustrations or working on whatever it is you're working on. And when there is a large demand, seriously, you guys, when there is a large demand, that's a good sign for you that it's time for you to raise your prices. And that's not to say you got to price yourself so high that you price yourself out of the market, right? But like, if you're getting that many people coming to you wanting more, don't be afraid to raise your prices a little, because that tells me that what you're creating is something people want. So your time is valuable, your supplies, all, you know, if I had to guess, you're probably not even charging enough already, right? Because a lot of times we don't know how to price ourselves. And there's this big myth with artists that we have to like not charge for our work or not, which is bullshit, because you got to eat too. You got rent to pay too, right? Like, you got to consider how much time these things take you, how much your supplies are. You got to consider, like, do you have to ship these things? Do you have business expenses? Like, do you have a website you have to pay for? Like, all those things need to be considered when you're pricing yourself. And so, dang, it's getting dark in here. So don't be afraid to raise your pricing. And of course, if you need help with that, I could definitely support you in that. But what's important is think about how many pieces realistically do you want to make in a month? Do you feel inspired to create? Because if you start turning out like a factory, you're not going to enjoy it and you're not going to love it. And then you're going to be like wishing you never would have done it and feeling resentful. So it's important to maintain the amount that you're creating, because you want to still you want time to be inspired so you can create, so you can feel like, oh my gosh, I love this, right? Because when we start making it like working like a factory and we're just pumping stuff out, that doesn't feel good. And then we're like really not inspired to create at all. Hang on one second. I'm going to turn on a light. Oh, I can see you now. Okay. So yeah, it's a couple of things. It's, yes, batching your time for when you create. So maybe it's like, okay, I dedicate every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 2 hours. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to create, or whatever works for you. But batching your time. So you're like, okay, I'm going to work on one piece at a time. And then if I have enough time within that 2 hours, then I'm going to keep going. And it's about making sure you're not creating at a pace that becomes really like yucky feeling to you, right? And here's the other thing. If you've got a website, I would create a wait list. Like letting people know when you'll be available to do commissions again. So you can still manage that time, and you can be like, oh my gosh, I would love to create a piece for you, and I would be happy to do that. Like, can I add you to my email list, and I'll let you know when I'm taking my next set of commissions. You get to decide. You control the pace. So you can say like, okay, I only want to do 5 commissions a month, or I only want to do 10 commissions a month, whatever it is. Here's the thing. Whenever you are in business for yourself, you get to be the boss. You get to make the rules. You get to decide what's fun for you. I come on here and I do these because this is fun for me. Is there another way I could spend an hour on a Wednesday? Sure. But I like spending it with you. Like, this is what I enjoy doing, so I do it. Like, do the things you enjoy doing and either leave the rest or outsource it. And you get to control how much you create. So if you know that like, oh, Sunday mornings, I just feel like painting, like go for it. But having that set amount of time that you know when you're best in your flow and you're best in your like, ooh, I want to create, I feel inspired, is super helpful. Hope that helped. Okay, did we get anything else? You are welcome, Mr. Keith. Okay. Right, so true. I know this because I went from, well, when I first started doing weddings, I was like super cheap, like ridiculously cheap. But then I raised my prices a little bit more, but then I became so in demand. I remember I was doing like 30, 40 weddings a year. And in Wisconsin, there are only so many weekends you can do weddings. So that was crazy. That's when I knew, okay, time to up the prices so that the demand is manageable. So you don't want to be, yeah, especially as an artist and a creative, you don't want to be like pumping shit out. Like that doesn't feel good. Yes, yeah, you get a huge wave all at once and tend to be overwhelmed. You are welcome. Love you, girl. And I hope to see you when I come back to Wisconsin. Okay. Well, you guys, it is 7:09. Time for me to go. Corey, I will answer your question next time. Okay? Just remind me. Sorry, I would, yeah, sorry. I didn't get to that last one. Although, I'll just give you a little quick something to think over. So, for you, I think it's about, really, just really tapping into what you want. You know, like, what do you want in a partner? Like, what do you want, and where do you see certain things coming up over and over again, right? Like, what have been some similarities in partnerships, and what can you heal within yourself to kind of make space to call in new, right? So I'll leave you with that, and next time I'm on, be sure to remind me, okay? And what else? Oh yeah, so for anyone who didn't hear earlier, I was so inspired by, I've had so many people contacting me to do multiple readings, like, you know, they'll do one like a couple months apart, that I have created. I was inspired to create bundles. So I have it's hard to say that 6 times fast. 6 psychic session bundle. Damn, that's hard. Basically, it's 6 sessions and 12 sessions. So you can use them throughout the entire year, and you can either keep them to yourself, be a little selfish, or you can give them to, you can hand them out to your friends. Like, Merry Christmas, here's the psychic sessions. Have fun. No, but I was really inspired because I've had quite a few people that have just keep coming back, like, repeatedly. So I really, I was like, well, why not give them some savings and, like, put them together? So, so if that's something you're ever interested in, you can check out lauriemarie.com and click on shop, and you can find those there. So, what else? I am launching the Seeing Beauty Session podcast October 1st with the kickoff of our new adventure, which is going to be super exciting. I'm going on a year-long tour. It's a combination of travel and sharing our relationship and personal branding photography. So helping entrepreneurs and influencers in their business tell stories. So if you know someone or you yourself want me to come to your city, come to your state, and shoot you, I always feel like a schmuck saying that. If you want to get shot, let's connect and we can definitely talk about that. I promise there will be no blood. Hey, hi, welcome. So, so yeah, that's coming up. And then I'm also like super jazzed. One of my best friends and I, started recording our podcast. Yes, I have 2 podcasts because I like them that much. They're 2 totally different intentions. But, it's funny, one of my psychic medium friends who I met in my development class, her and I, started a podcast. We started recording. So I'll let you know when that's launching, but look for that. It's called My Best Friend Poops. It's like all about stories that you only talk to your girl, like your best friend about. So, it was so, I can't tell you how fun it was making that the other day. And I'm like, can we just make these every day, all day? Like, this is what we do. And, so I'm really excited to share that as well. But yeah, lots of fun stuff coming, lots of good stuff. I'm really, really kind of honing in and taking a look at like what really excites me in my business. Like, what do I really love to do? And I'm doing that. I'm trying to keep it simple and do the things that I love to do most. And so, you know, so doing these live readings, I love doing these. I love supporting people in their businesses, and I like talking, apparently. I like doing the podcasts as well as photography. So, all good stuff, all fun stuff, and I'm really excited to share it all with you. So, thank you so much for being here. It was an honor and a privilege to serve you, and I'll see you soon. Mwah! Bye, everyone.